Hello everyone, my name is Elias. Welcome to another video. So in this video, I'll be talking about the 7 common myths about investing in the stock market. So if you are a beginner, you are trying to invest in the stock market, right, it's important for you to understand these pitfalls and be able to avoid them. And if also you've been investing in the stock market and probably you've actually lost some amount of money, you may have well fallen into one of these pitfalls, and the earlier you spot it, the better. Let's get right into it. Number one, investing it is that you need to be clever to invest, right? And this is actually a big misconception nowadays. A lot of people think that for you to be able to invest in the stock market, right, that you have to be a genius, or you have to be a math guru, or you have to be a suit, or you have to have a degree in economics or in accounting. Well, you don't actually have to be all that before you can be able to invest in the stock market. You don't even need to have a very high IQ to be able to invest in the stock market. All you need to be able to invest in the stock market is just patience, consistency, and basic understanding of investing. Patience in the sense that there are some times where the market might falter, right? The market might dip, the market might go down, right? And then when you don't have patience, you start to panic, right? And when you panic, you become afraid. And when you are afraid, you start to make bad decisions, right? So for you to be able to invest in the stock market, you need to be patient and also consistent. And consistent in the sense that, of course, you don't need to have a big amount of money to invest in the stock market, right? You can invest $50, $100, and then decide to be doing this every month, right? You have to just be consistent over time. And when you are consistent to invest in the stock market, your investment are rewarded over the long term. So the truth is that investing actually rewards discipline over intelligence, right? So while you're out there, you are doubtful of yourself, you are waiting that, oh, I can't really invest because investment is not meant for me. No, right? Time is going, and time is a luxury that you cannot afford in the investment world, right? Number two is, if the market crash, you have automatically lost money. And this is one of the real reasons why people are actually scared of investing. They'll be like, oh, I've actually saved up this amount of money. If I invest this money and the market should crash, won't I lose all the amount of money that I've invested, right? And just to make you understand this, of course, there are some times that the market crashes. We've seen this historically over time, and we can even say that this is even normal, right? It sounds kind of illogical, but it's the truth, is normal. We've seen crashes in different points in time in history, right? There was the dot-com crash, there was the 2008 financial crisis, there was, the crash during COVID-19 in 2020. But one thing that has been consistent over time is that the market has always recovered, right? And a very good example to explain this is, let's say for instance, you have a home, right? And that house is actually worth $200,000 today, right? And probably in the next year, maybe there's a slowdown in the real estate market, and that house is now worth $100,000. Do you lose your house? No, you don't lose your house. Same thing also in the stock market, right? If the market experiences a decline or a crash, right, your money is still there. You don't lose it. You don't just evaporate. It's still there, but it has just lost some value. And over time, it can actually recover. So the real danger is not usually in the crash itself, right? The real danger is actually fear, right? So you need to understand that when the market crashes at times, it does not automatically mean that you've lost money. At this point in time, for instance, in time, you have to be patient, or you have to show patience. Number three is percentage gain is equal to percentage loss. A lot of people make this mistake very, very often, right? And if you want to go into the world of investing, you have to understand this. Or if you are probably also have started investing, you need to understand this. Very, very important, because it helps you to be able to determine your rate of return or your net gain or whatever loss that you have incurred over time. Now, an example to really explain this is, for instance, if you have a stock that is worth $100, right? And probably there's a 50% decline in the market. What happens to your $100 worth of stock is that it becomes $50 because of the 50% decline in the market. Now, if the market now gives 50% back, your stock now becomes worth $75, not $100. Why? Because 50% on the $50 that you have now is worth 75%. So in essence, for you to have that $100 back, right, the market actually has to gain back 100%. So if you don't understand this, you can actually rewatch it again. I'm very sure you are going to understand that. And it's very, very important for you to understand. Number four myth is more stocks is equals to more diversification, right? And this is actually not always true. There's a kind of misconception there, and of course, I'm going to try to clear this out, right? You having a lot of stock does not mean that you have protected yourself well or you have diversified out very well. And what this means is that, for instance, if you own stocks in companies like Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, right, and you think you have diversified out your portfolio, no, you have not. Why? Because of all the stocks that I've just mentioned now, right, are all in the tech industry, right? And if there's a crash in the tech industry, what happens is that these stocks, all of them probably goes down at the same time too. So you want to have your money invested and spread across different industries, not just one industry, right? In the finance industry, in the transportation industry, in the tech industry, just spread out across multiple industries. If one industry experiences a crash, right, other industries keep your investment going. Number five myth is buy the truth. A lot of people think that the best time to buy a stock or invest in the stock market is when probably the stock of a company is at bottom rock price. A lot of people, even professionals, find this very hard to actually be able to predict because the market bottom is only obvious after it has already passed. Let's say, for example, a stock is actually worth $100, right? And the stock drops to $70. And then someone is there and thinking, oh, let me wait for this stock to be $50 before I actually invest or buy this stock. And then probably that stock recovers and is now worth $120, right? And it never hits that $50 that you're thinking or waiting for it to hit. What happens is that you've actually lost an opportunity there, right? You were thinking, you were waiting, you were expecting for the stock to go to $50, but it never did, right? So you cannot consistently predict that a stock will hit rock bottom at this particular time or at this particular price, right? All you just need to do is that you just need to buy a good investment at a reasonable price and hold it for the long term. Number six is buying just because the price has fallen. A lot of beginners see the price of a stock drop drastically or drop heavily, and they think, oh, that stock is cheap, let me just go and buy it. No, that does not seem to be the case every time, right? Two reasons why the stock of a company can drop heavily or drop drastically. Number one could be for temporary reasons, and number two, it could be because the company is actually in trouble, right? Probably is losing customers or the debts of the company is already piling up. So the beginner investor there that is thinking, oh, this stock has actually dropped heavily in price. It's cheap now, so let me buy it, right? If the reason is because that company is actually in big trouble, right? What happens is that when you buy that stock cheap, right, you still lose your money over it, right? You bought something worthless, you bought something of no value. So the question you should be asking is not how far the stock price has fallen, but you should be asking yourself if that business is going to be strong or be a good business over the long term. Number seven is that the stock market has no obligation to you, right? A lot of people going into investing with this mindset that, oh, I've worked too hard for this money, I've saved up this money, I'm probably investing, and so therefore I deserve a profit, right? The market does not care what you think. The market does not care how hard you've worked for your money, right? The market does not care how bad you need a profit from that investment you made. No, right? The market does not work on emotions. The market works on supply, it works on demand, it works on global events and stuff like that, right? So don't think to yourself that, oh, because of I'm investing this money, I deserve a profit definitely. No. So you need to focus less on what you deserve and focus more on how to be patient, on how to be consistent, and on understanding the basics of investing. So stop waiting, stop being doubtful of yourself, right? Take these things that I've mentioned, put them in mind as you start your investment journey. So if you love this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell. See you guys in the next video.